This video is for two types of people. Those who know absolutely nothing about the Super Bowl and are wondering, is this something I should even watch? And those of you who already know everything about it and are probably going to tell me in the comments exactly how many crucial bits I missed. Here's how I'm going to break it down. 3 short punchy segments. In the first segment, I'll explain the game itself in a way even a toddler could understand, and I will also share something that you probably didn't know about the sport. In the second segment, we'll dive into the ads and all the other fun stuff. And in the third, I'll show you how it all ties together to make the Super Bowl an event worth watching. This is everything you need to know about the Super Bowl explained in 3D. Alright, so here's the deal. The Super Bowl is a game of football where two teams battle it out to score points by getting the ball into the other team's end zone. The team with the most points at the end wins. The field is 100 yards long with an end zone on each side. And for my fellow metric users, think of it as 100 units long. The distance does not really matter here. The offense, the team holding the ball, tries to move it forward towards the opponent's end zone to score points. Meanwhile, the defense wants absolutely none of that, so their job is to stop them. But Marv, how do they score? A touchdown is when the ball makes it to the end zone, and that is worth 6 points. After that, the scoring team has a choice. They can kick the ball through the goalposts for an extra point, or try to run/pass it into the end zone again for 2 extra points. Now, let's say the offensive team can't score a touchdown because the defense is just built different. They can still go for a field goal if they are close enough. That's when they kick the ball through the goalposts without having to make it to the end zone, and that would be worth 3 points. Now, if you're watching the game on a screen, you'll notice 2 lines, a blue line and a yellow line. The blue line shows where the play starts, and the yellow line shows how far the offense needs to go to get a first down. What's a first down, you ask? Basically, the offense has 4 tries, called downs, to move the ball past the yellow line. If they make it, they get 4 more tries to keep going. If they don't, the other team gets the ball. So, getting past that yellow line, super important. The game itself is 60 minutes long, split into 4 quarters of 15 minutes each. But, and this is a big but, it lasts way longer in real time, because the clock stops a lot. So don't expect to watch a quick hour of football. It's more like 3 to 4 hours with all the pauses. The thing you probably didn't know about the sport is the players completely change depending on what's happening. When a team is on offense, they bring out their offensive lineup. When they're on defense, they bring out their defensive lineup. It's like having 2 completely different teams in one. Think of football like a game of chess with more yelling and tackling. The offense has to plan. Are they going to pass the ball, run it, or kick it? The defense, meanwhile, is strategizing to block those moves. So in between plays, expect pauses. And there you have it, the very basics of the game. If you see the ball cross that yellow line, that's good news for the offense. If they hit the end zone, even better. But now you know what's happening on the field, and you can follow the action without being clueless. But the Super Bowl isn't just a game. It's a full-blown festival of food, ads, and music performances. Forget the football for a second. This is where things get really crazy. I'm going to tell you all about the halftime show, the mind-blowing commercials, and the insane amount of food that is consumed on the day. First up, the halftime show, a mega event that pulls in over 100 million viewers every year. A stage is built in the middle of the field, lights, pyrotechnic, dancers, the whole thing. And the performers, they're some of the biggest artists in the world. Just to name a few, in 2007 there was Prince, in 2013 they brought out Beyoncé, and in 2022 they brought out Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Kendrick Lamar, and Mary J. Blige. The halftime show lasts about 12 to 15 minutes, but it's packed with massive visuals and a huge crew to make it happen. It's not just a concert, it's the concert. Next, we've got the commercials. Now, these aren't your everyday ads. Brands pay around $7 million for a single 30-second spot, so they tend to go all out. Some commercials are funny, like the Doritos Crash the Super Bowl ad, where the baby reaches for the chip, and others are emotional, like Budweiser's Clydesdale Horses and Puppies commercial. But can you guess what all the commercials have in common? They're all designed to make you remember them. And speaking of beer and chips, brace yourself for some insane numbers. On Super Bowl Sunday, Americans consume approximately 1.4 billion chicken wings, 325 million gallons of beer, enough pizza to cover 500 football fields, and 1.72 million pounds of popcorn. Some other cool things I thought you should know are the day after is unofficially called Super Sick Monday because around 17 million people call in sick. Super Bowl betting is absolutely massive. In 2024 alone, fans wagered $16 billion. And social media? Chaos. Millions of posts and memes are shared online, especially during the halftime show or the weird commercials. Alright, so now you know the basics of the game and all the other stuff like the ads and halftime show. But here's the big question. When does all this actually happen? And how do you know what to expect and when? The coverage kicks off early, like 8 in the morning early. From 10 until 6:30, it's all about pre-game buzz. Analysts breaking down team stats, interviews with players and coaches, and all that jazz. This is also when everyone at home starts prepping for the day, firing up the grills, stacking up the snacks, and repping their team jerseys. Then, at 6:30, it's go time. The national anthem is performed, the teams storm onto the field, and the game officially begins. From here, you've got football action sprinkled with breaks for the commercials we talked about earlier. The first half runs until about 8 p.m. And now for the moment everyone's been waiting for, the halftime show. Around 8 p.m., the field transforms into a concert stage, and for the next 15 minutes, it's absolute cinema. By the time it's over, people are either buzzing about how awesome it was or roasting it on Twitter. After the halftime show, it's back to football. The second half kicks off at around 8:15, and this is where things get intense. Teams start making adjustments, pulling out all their best plays, and the tension just keeps building. And then the final whistle. The clock hits zero, the winning team celebrates like there is no tomorrow, confetti rains down, the MVP is announced, and the trophy presentation wraps up the night by about 10:20. There you have it. Everything you need to know about the Super Bowl, from the game itself to the ads, the halftime show, and the ultimate game day roadmap. If you've enjoyed this video, or even found it slightly helpful, consider leaving a like and maybe subscribing. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.